So this is what it looks like on the back side. This is what it looks like on the front side. Isn't that easy? And now you could gather that up with your ruffler, or you can pleat it. So what we're going to do is we're going to pleat it using a pleat tape. This is the packaging for the pleat tape. And this has numbers on it. And it has numbers from 1 to 4, which means you can make box pleats from 1 to 4 inches. Okay? Now, box pleat is when the pleats come together. So one goes up, one goes down, one goes up, one goes down. If you're doing knife pleats, they all go in the same direction. And we do have a tape for that, but we're not showing that today. This is the box pleat tape. And I've already got this on my little sample here that I'm going to pleat up for you to show you how it works. So here's my easy binding. I've got my raw edges. If we were going to run this through the ruffler, I would serge this before I ran it through the ruffler, but because we are just going to be sewing it on the sewing machine, we don't need to serge that. So you see there's a bunch of numbers here. What we're going to do is we're going to use the number 1 numbers, the orange ones. And you'll see that every so often there's an orange 2 in the same line with the 1. Okay? If you're making the 1-inch pleat, just ignore the 2. But if you're making the 2-inch pleat, ignore the 1. So that's what you're going to have to do. If you're doing 2-inch pleats, you would go from here to here, but from 1 inch, we're going to go from here to here. And you'll see in a minute when I show you on the machine. So the first thing I'm going to do is line up a number 1 up to a number 1. Put my foot down. And I don't want to sew all the way up to that pleat, because if I do, because these pleats are tiny, I won't be able to get my stiletto in there to do the next pleat. So now we're going to take the next number 1, and we're going to fold it down to this number 1. And we're just going to line up those numbers. And I just hold it with my stiletto as I sew. So I just sew a few stitches, and then I take the next number and fold it up. And so what's going to happen, see how the folds match at the top? They're also matching underneath at the bottom. So let that stitch, and then underneath, and you can't see it, but underneath these folds are butting up together fairly close. We'll just stiletto in place to pin it. Up, 1 stitch up, 1 stitch down. So the cool thing is you don't need to measure anything, you don't need to pin anything, you don't need to press anything. You just take this tape and you just pleat up, pleat down, pleat up, pleat down, pleat up, pleat down. But here's the really cool part. This tape is reusable, okay? So once you've used a section of it, as long as it's still sticky, you can use it over and over again. So if I'm doing a big section of something, I'll just take a small piece of tape and keep reusing it. I didn't do that on the piece that we pleated earlier because I wanted you to see the pleat tape. But I will take this stuff and I use it over and over again, sometimes up to 10 times. And look at that, how easy that is. There's the front, there's the back. Right?